What's up, comic book fans? And welcome to Comics Icons. Now, JJ, what they call me. And today, we got DCKO Superman versus Captain Atom, the first official fight of this tournament arc in what promises to be an all-fight month for DCKO. And if you missed the previous issue, which was DCKO number 2, I'll go ahead and I'll put a link up at the top of the screen so you can catch up with that to see how we got to this point. And then you could double back over and catch up with us. But when we last left off with this series, Superman and Captain Atom have both actually made it to the first round, right after Captain Atom had just blasted Supergirl and took away the Psycho Pirate mask that she was going to give to Clark. And he did this right in front of Superman's face, so we already got some bad blood building right before this matchup begins. And then, of course, the very last thing that happened in that issue was that Superman had gotten the powers of Darkseid, the Omega Sanction, those deadly Omega beams. So if you guys are ready to find out who wins this super smash battle between these gods and moves forward in this vaunted DCKO tournament, then ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. Let's get it. So we kick this issue off with a little backstory and a point of view from Captain Atom, as he thinks that I was born Nathaniel Christopher Atom in small town America. Growing up where I did, I didn't have a lot of options or control over my future. So I signed up and took to the skies. When the time came for me to make a sacrifice for my country, I did it. I took control of my future. I was reborn with powers beyond anything I could imagine. And I became more. An agent of good, a superhero, a weapon. But there's one role I've always denied, the title of a god. But you can call me Captain Atom. But then we pick up in the tail end of DCKO right after Captain Atom had blasted Supergirl. And now Superman is pissed off at him as Atom thinks to himself that I've been yelled at a few times in my life. The first was when I pulled a fire alarm in kindergarten and they called my pop. Then I got yelled at in boot camp a lot. But I gotta say, you haven't lived until you've been yelled at by Superman. He's angry, more than I've ever seen him. He's upset that I took out his cousin from the tournament with a little friendly fire. He doesn't get it. I had to make it to the next round. He doesn't want to admit we're at war. And when we're at war, we make sacrifices. As he tells Superman, "Are you done? Can I speak now?" And Superman's like, "Wait, am I done?" And Captain Atom continues, "Here's what I saw. You were down for the count, big guy, and Lex and Joker and their buddies were winning, and you were too worried about everyone else to do what was needed. What did Batman tell you? Get your head in the game, right? You can be mad at me all you want, but my guess is things are going to get harder from here." And as they prepare for the next round of the tournament, right before they're zipped away to wherever the Heart of Apocalypse is leading them, Superman looks at Captain Atom and tells him, "You and I are going to have a long talk when this is over, Nathaniel." And sarcastically, Captain Atom salutes him. "Sir, yes, sir." As the Heart tells them all to prepare for the next round, champions. And as they're blasted away, Captain Atom thinks to himself that Superman's not going to like that, but I don't answer to him. But then he realizes that they're back in limbo now. And he remembers that Time Trapper said that we needed to show no mercy to become the King Omega. We had to be like Darkseid. So I did that. I have the power and the experience. I'm going to win no matter who I have to fight. And when this next round starts, he's like, "Oh, hell." As he comes face to face with Superman, and the Heart tells him, "Captain Atom, Superman, to advance to the next level, you must engage in a contest of hand-to-hand combat. Best 2 out of 3 wins. When one combatant loses, that combatant must choose a form to ensure victory. The only way forward is to fight." And now this round is underway with these two unbelievably powered individuals. But Captain Atom kicks it off by looking around and then asking Superman, "Is this the real Metropolis, Supes? The Heart gave you home court advantage?" Meanwhile, as Superman is listening in to the city, he's like, "Sounds like it. I can hear the people, but it's missing something." And Atom replies, "It's messing with us, trying to make us worried about really throwing down with each other if there's civilians present." Meanwhile, Superman tries to plead with Captain Atom. "It chose the two of us for a reason, Nathaniel. We need to be careful." But Captain Atom is ready to play the game. There you go again, Superman, not getting it. I'm playing to win. And he hauls off and cold cocks Superman, knocking him out of the air. Can you say the same? As he crashes through a sea of buildings. I hope Superman sees this hurts me as much as it hurts him, Captain Atom thinks. Meanwhile, after Superman has finally landed, he gets up and he's like, Captain Atom, what are you doing? The heart manufactures realities. These buildings, they could be full of real people. But Captain Atom is still coming at him, and he's like, that's debatable. But Superman catches Captain Atom this time, and he's like, it's really not. See, the problem is right now that Superman is still being himself. Even though he got the power of Darkseid in that second issue of DCKO, he's still himself. He still wants to save everybody. He's still not fully grasping the idea of how this game is supposed to be played. But finally, he decides to fight back. And Captain Atom's like, now you finally get it after he's tackled by Superman. You and I fought before, Superman, but this time we really need to go for it. You heard Time Trapper. No mercy, as he blasts Superman right off of him. And after a couple of back and forth, Superman tells Atom that he'll find another way. And Captain Atom replies, well, it's best that I win, big guy. You know how this all ends, right? The winner gets the power to kill Darkseid. Now, I know you've had some run-ins with Kryptonite recently, but can you survive this kind of 1-2 punch? Red sun energy in one hand, pow, as he clocks Superman with it, and Kryptonite in the other hand, as he counterclocks him with the other one. It's interesting that they put these two to battle as the first fight. This is probably the best possible match that we could have had for Superman, because Captain Atom can really bring it. And now a bloody nose Superman gets up and wipes the blood off his face, and he's like, maybe you're right. Maybe I can't be that ruthless, but I know you too, Nathan. You would never kill in cold blood. And Captain Atom grabs Superman. You don't know me or what I've been through. Think about every time my suit has been destroyed and I exploded. All those times I was launched across time and space, lost. And you never, ever looked for me. And now Superman, while his powers are being drained, he's like, what are you doing to... And Captain Atom tells him, you could say I'm draining your power. All of it. Until your atoms are turned into nothingness. Or you could say I'm helping you. You didn't want to conduct this tournament in the first place. So I'm helping you leave it for good. As he absorbs all of the power and the life force from Superman. Boom! KO. The first round of this battle goes to Captain Atom. As Captain Atom looks and realizes the Omega energy. Can you feel that? The heart, the fires are burning. We're getting closer to the center and its power. It's unlike anything I've ever felt. With this, we can stop Darkseid and save the world. And as that round comes to an end, round 2 is about to begin, so Superman is now regenerated. And he responds to Captain Atom. After what you did to Supergirl, I wonder if that's the power talking, or are you really out for yourself? And Atom responds, I'm not sorry for taking out your cousin or kicking your ass, Boy Scout. This is the whole damn point. We're at war and I'm doing what you want. But then round 2 begins and the heart tells the two to choose their form. Choose the arena. And Captain Atom thinks to himself, I know exactly what to do. The best strategy is to bring my biggest weapon, he tells Superman. And Superman thinks to himself, my past and my future are all powerful, but all of them can be drained. I know what form you're going to choose, and I only have seconds to pull this off. As both contestants have now chosen their form. As we see that Captain Atom has chosen monarchs and thinks to himself, in some realities, I was the monarch, a god who could control time and space. And Superman, on the other hand, took the form of a super version of himself too. Superman Prime from the 853rd century. Maybe we're finally seeing eye to eye on why we're here. But it won't be enough, Captain Atom continues to think. And then he tells Superman, oh boy, what location did the heart send us to now? Then he realizes that he's in his hometown and he tells Superman, my hometown? If you're trying to hit me in the fields, then you thought wrong. All you're doing is reminding me of what I'm fighting for. But Superman tells him, we're on the same page, Cap. We want to save the people we love, the world we love. And Captain Atom's like, yeah, well then fight for it. And Superman flies straight up into the air. Meanwhile, Captain Atom's like, running is not going to help you, Superman. And Superman tells him, I'm not running. He's flying to the sun. And Captain Atom's like, the sun? You planning to absorb more solar radiation? I'll just drain that too. And Superman tells him, no, I'm doing a trick the Flash told me about once. But I needed this form to gather enough strength. As he uses his freeze breath and freezes the sun. And now Captain Atom Monarch is like, I can't move. What did you do? And Superman tells him, I used every bit of power I had. Atoms and quantum fields can be slowed down when exposed to extreme cold, including us. But I have just enough power left after a lifetime in the sun to outlast you. Boom. KO. And just like that, Captain Atom is now defeated in his first round and is now 1-1. And now it's time for the third round between the two, the final round. As the heart speaks, round 2 combatant regeneration complete. Choose your form. And Superman tells him, I'm sorry for what happens next, Captain Atom. And Captain Atom responds, I know what I did wrong last time. And Superman tells him, be careful. No matter what we do here, we need to be ourselves. We can't lose who we are in this twisted game. Just now I felt that same Omega power you felt. It was intoxicating. But can't you see the closer we get to the heart, the more it manipulates us? And Captain Atom tells him, I'm sorry, but I know what needs to be done. Instead of choosing one form, I will choose all of them. I am all power. Meanwhile, Superman has chosen himself. I refuse to lose myself in this place, he tells Captain Atom. Meanwhile, Captain Atom is like, you fool. I can control time, space, and all reality with all my selves combined. I am the heart's equal. And as the heart tries to create a new arena, I will use it as an opening to steal back control. We don't need to fight each other now. But Superman's like, oh no, the fire pits just went down. Atom, the heart sees the cheat. And Atom responds, I'm not cheating. I'm just taking this fight directly to the Game Master. And Superman responds, Time Trapper warned us. The heart would defend itself. But Captain Atom doesn't care. He's all powerful right now. I'll grab reality itself, he tells Clark. I can feel it now. It's beating in my hands. I only need to... And when he tries to grab it, thump, thump, the heart sends him somewhere else. What is happening? He says as Superman kicks him back and fights him. You challenge the heart, Superman tells him. So it's using your powers against you, pushing you backward into your own timeline. And now we see all of the previous events in Captain Atom's life, and he tells him, it doesn't matter. Then I'll play the game its way. I will win, no matter what, he tells Superman as he fights back. And Superman's like, what has gotten into you? And Atom continues, when we entered the tournament, the heart showed me the world I could create. With its power, I created a world where a soldier like me isn't needed. But it was so much more than that. For the first time in my whole life, I felt like I had control over my own future. Like my destiny was now mine to decide. But you, I bet it showed you the world exactly as it was. You put everything right back the same way. You wouldn't change a thing. And Superman tells him, actually, it showed me what I wanted in my heart, and I'm no better than you. But it is not my right to tell anyone what the world should be like. And Captain Atom's like, well, then what are you doing here? And Clark responds, I trust my friends. I believe in my friends. And Atom responds, if the heart wants to turn my history into a weapon, I'll use it. And Superman's like, stop, don't. You don't know what that could do to your own history. As Atom starts pulling moments from his past and fighting Superman with Captain Atom's own past. As he pulls a picture of himself as a baby in front of Superman, right as Superman gets ready to punch us. Superman's like, wait, what are you... And Atom tells him, history means nothing to me. What's the point of having it if I'm not willing to sacrifice it to save everyone? This has to be done, and I'm the one to do it. And Superman responds, that's the heart talking, Nathan. And meanwhile, Captain Atom's like, well, so what? Eat an origin bomb. Boo! Captain Atom throws all of his own origins right at Superman. But he quickly realizes what he's done. Everything is gone. My past, my life, all broken. But it was worth it to finally have control over my own future. That was 2. The fight is over. I won. You hear that, Heart? I won. The world will be mine. Not quite, says Superman. You made a mistake, Captain. But you're too corrupted by the heart to see it. And now a Captain Atom form of Superman flies into the attack, and Atom's like, wait, what? Superman tells him, your little stunt somehow combined our powers. Now I will use them against you. Drain your energy the same way you drained mine. And Atom's like, no, I can control time. I'll rewind to the start of the round. And Superman grabs him and he's like, I can't let you do that, Captain. And Atom's like, no, don't you know what will happen? If I explode, I'll teleport out of the competition. No idea where and when I could land. It could be anywhere. I won't be in control. And Superman tells him, I know. I'm sorry, Captain Atom. And then he absorbs Captain Atom. No! But at what cost, Superman thinks, as he's victorious in this fight. Captain Atom was right. I can feel the power from the heart growing, reaching for me. It corrupted Captain Atom, but if it could do that to someone like him, as the heart tells him, prepare for the next round. And we see at the Watchtower, that scene from DCKO #2, as Gorilla Grodd and Time Trapper and they all look on. And Gorilla Grodd's like, what's happening, Forger? And he tells Grodd, time is beginning to speed up again, Grodd. Then we pick back up with that scene with Booster Gold and Time Trapper, as it's revealed that Booster Gold is Darkseid. And he's got Time Trapper in the chokehold. Because I've allowed the change to go on long enough. The pits are burning with Omega energy that belongs to me. And Time Trapper's like, oh no, I know what you are. How did we miss this? And Booster Gold, aka Darkseid, or actually in this form, I think I'm just gonna call him Dark Gold. I kind of like that. It's got a nice ring to it. But old Dark Gold is like, your hope blinded you, Time Trapper, to your true reality. And he throws Time Trapper out of the Watchtower. I always hated you, Doomsday. It bothered me that anyone thought a monster like you could challenge a god like me. But you were right in what you told the Justice League. There were no paths to a future that was not mine. None. They really should have listened and prepared themselves for the order I bring. You cannot fight Darkseid and win. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the issue. So what did you guys think about this issue? What did y'all think about that fight with Superman and Captain Atom? I mean, Captain Atom had all of the power. He really could have won this fight if he wasn't too full of himself. I mean, he had Superman beat, and he had the right idea to be ruthless. But how do you feel about this? Do you think that Superman is slowly becoming more and more ruthless? Do you feel like he's earning the right to gain the powers of Darkseid? You guys know I want to hear all your thoughts and theories going forward on what you thought about this, as well as where do you see this going? How do you see this coming to an end? And of course, if you guys would like to support this channel, then you can do so by dropping a like, sharing this video, and subscribing to Comics Icons for more icons in the comic book world. And you can also do this channel a huge service by hitting that hype button. But ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. I'm out.